Well, there we go. Hey there, Ginger Bratzel with you. Good afternoon or good morning, depends on what time zones you're in the United States. Well, that's most of our audience. Some of you are just creeping up into the lunch hour, and I wanted to say hello and thank you for being here. So we put this together, had it planned for about 7 days as a regular schedule, and then we announced it on Monday, and some people panicked, said, Ginger, I have appointments, I can't move those, I can't be there live. And so, for those of you who reached out to us, or you were concerned about that, we said, yeah, it'll be on Facebook. It's on YouTube. We were broadcasting in two places today, two places at the same time, same content. So whatever's easiest for you to get to, and sharing that with you in these formats, different platforms. So it's about marketing. It's about 2022. It's about getting things done. It's being empowering yourself by being ready is what it essentially it is. And we're making this available. So if you're watching this on the replay, hey, you missed us. There's going to be good stuff in here. There's some real time sensitive stuff we're going to talk about because it's almost in the year. We're talking about 2021 wrapping up, and then what to do for 2022. So I'm going to grab my glasses, my dirty glasses, because I cannot see a computer screen without my readers anymore. And there you guys are. There you are. Hey, so hey, but before we get going, just check in and let us know where you're coming from and what part of the country. Just leave it in the comments. We put that up there. We are coming from central US. We're in Oklahoma, and it's cold here today, and it's going to freeze tonight. And so winter is upon us. And I got the fire going downstairs, and my little puppy dog is down there wrapped around it. And I said, you need to go down there because I need you to be quiet. Mama's busy. I'm busy right now. But ask your questions, put them out there. This is we're going to try to keep it real condensed for you today. I've got some ideas to get you going. There's questions you need to kind of be asking if you're not asking yet, to move you forward. And so use that chat, check in with us, and let us know. So we're streaming, like I said, on YouTube, on our general Facebook page, on my Facebook page, and also we're streaming on into my private group. So thank you for my clients who are in there, my private people who are sharing with us today, and part of this going forward. So 2022, I'm talking about marketing ideas. This is about keeping patients or clients, to keep your service-based business, or if you're a healthcare provider, keep your practice full of people on a steady flow. So people say, I'm doing really good. It depends when I ask them. They're doing really good, and then they're not doing so good. And we want to take this out, and we want it more like this. We want it at a higher level consistency and making it across. And so that takes planning now to make it happen. And so people they'll think about it at the beginning of the new year. They'll get going, they think about what they want to do, and time they get all that going. And we're going to talk about traction, how long it takes to get traction with a lot of these things. They've lost a quarter. So we don't want you to do that. That's why we want to make sure you're planning now for what to do. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You know the quote, and this is the reality of where we're at on all kinds of situations. So I've got some information. I've got some questions I'm going to answer for you. Thank you for the people who sent in questions ahead of time. I had this kind of roughed out. Again, I'm trying to keep it condensed, so I'm not going to cover everything that got asked, but keep it condensed, and some really two different things to cover that really set the stage for everybody as you're going forward. And so I promised to share that with you. So let's get to question number one. And this was the topic I wanted to share. Say, Ginger, what do I do during slow times to get more patients? So this one's actually a dental office. I happen to know the person who sent this in. Thank you. You know who you are. I appreciate it. So what do you do during slow times? Well, the trick is try not to get the slow times. So historically in our data, with any business there, and although the last year, let's say 24 months, 20 months, things are a little skewed, but historically we have certain patterns of things that get slow. In my practice, in my dental practice, September was the slowest month in the world. And I could have been dead in the office for most of it, and nobody'd find the body because they didn't come by because it was just that slow. So to get that September full, I didn't think about that September 1st. It was too late. That's just like I'm telling you, if you're thinking about January 1st, 2022, we've got to get moving on that. That's how much you get in there. We need that traction. So to get going, I needed to be thinking about in July, August, getting things ramped up. Marketing takes time, finding things to do. So we're diagnosing, bringing people in because people just can't drop what they're doing. Now, remember, I told you at the top of this live stream that we decide, I had this plan, but we didn't announce it till Monday and everyone freaked out. It takes traction. So, with certain things, we've got to give people more time. So if you want September full, even if they wanted to come in, that's second. And they're the nicest people in the world. They have to rearrange their schedule, and that's not enough notice. So we start putting the pressure on them in July. And when I'm not saying negative pressure, but we're getting the message out, and we're doing it in multiple forms. So we're doing digital, we're doing online, we're doing print, we're doing mobile, just that gentle nudge and giving them an incentive to get in because we're diagnosing and seeing them in July and August. So we're doing treatment in June. So if you're a service provider and you're doing multiple contract, multiple appointment packages, you want to get those started and have them to have that decision, yes, and have that first part of it, the first session, the first appointment started. So we will trickle in where you've got September full, if that falls into that. So part of this is timing. Now, here's another example. This one happened yesterday. An office that we've been working with that are new, and they're panicked because there's a dental office too. This particular example, they're not busy in November. Like this week is not just holy; it's empty. Last week was holy, and the week before it was holy, and they're scrambling. You can only scramble so much. You can only fill so many holes with what you have. And so it's just a lack of action there. And they're like, well, we're going to send out the end of the year insurance, which is a great idea, except it's too late. Time people see it, take action. They're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Like me, I'm going on vacation next week. I'm over here, the mouse. I'm off to see the mouse. I have some business in California. And so I'm going to swing by my friend Mickey's house and we'll catch up for a little bit. So I couldn't do anything next week. And so it's going to be pushed out till December time when we get Thanksgiving and everything in there. And then November shot. So that's why they're behind the 8 ball, because they didn't think about it. So to fill up October, November, and December with your end of the year insurances for healthcare providers for the use it or lose it campaigns, use your deductibles, use your medical savings accounts, use your benefits. September is where that should have started. So, you don't beat yourself up too much because you didn't know until now, but that action needed to start back there. So they're panicked, and it's they're really, really, really panicked. There's some last minute things we can talk about doing, but they're not going to get the level of traction to do. And then when I went back and talked to them, even without COVID, without the pandemic, without this economy shift that is going around, November's historically busy for them. And their response to me was, well, we'll probably make it up in December. Look at me. We'll probably make it up in December. That was, I shouldn't have done that. That's going to be a horrible freeze face. No, you shouldn't rely on the next month to cover up for something you should have been prevented back then. It was totally prevented back in November. So, we're talking about November. We're going to do what we can, but we're also building plans for September and October to make sure November doesn't happen like this again. So recognizing patterns and doing it. If you're right in the middle of one, there's nothing you can do about it, but their next one's around the curve. There's not just usually 1 month. There's another month. Typically February can be a slow production month because it's a shorter month. So you've really got to be working hard the beginning of January, and sometimes in December to make sure February's going. And with planning and doing the right things, it's not that difficult. It's not the big brainstorming thing that you think it is. So I hope that gives you some insight on what you need to do is part of timing. And I'll give you some resources when we get here at the end about how to build that timing and then backtrack and how to fill it up. I promise you, I'll cover you a little bit of resources because I'm going to put some of these questions together. So thank you for that question. That was the first question that we got. And then the other one I think is really relative is, how do we come up with ideas all the time? And that one is hard, especially when you're busy working. Just like the example in the dental office I talked to you about, that we talked to yesterday in November. They're like, well, they have no ideas. What they're going to send out is their text reminder system has the automatic insurance letter in there. So anyone in healthcare, you know what I'm talking about. End of the year, you push a button and text them out to them. It is boring. It is vanilla. It is lacking a deadline. It's lacking an incentive. It's lacking any kind of urgency to get people to take action. It's me desperate asking you to come in is not a marketing strategy. It's not very attractive in a business. So they're kind of, because they didn't have a good idea, they don't have the time to put it together. So when we look at marketing, we'll put it out as a marketing calendar, and whatever we decide to do, we look at how we can spin that maybe into something very similar in another month with just a little bit of shift in the focus. So a new reason why. So reason why is why we're doing it. So I can use the same offer, the same incentive. I can use the same positioning to get them in, and I can tweak it. And also I can take that one marketing piece. Let's say it was for November. That might have been a really good idea. It was a postcard. It's fresh. It's not these boring pre-done vanilla, lack personality form that came with the computer. And I can turn it into social media posts. I can turn it into postcards. I already talked about that. I can turn it into newsprint. I can send it into a letter. I can send it a text. So usually I can take one marketing piece and I can turn it into 11. I like to do that a lot. 11 different pieces by knowing what it is. So I'm really clear what it is, and then I start to spin it into these other formats. It's still directed, but it gives me a wider net cast to get the attention, where that one blast is going to go out from the service and that's it. This one, I can spread it out. If it's, is it tailored towards existing clients or patients? How can I turn it into a new client or patient? So that just, with planning and exercise. And here's the deal. You just can't do that unless you have the time and you've made the forefront thought of doing it. That's why we're talking about planning for 2022. You've got to build this stuff out there. And so, like I said, I wanted to give you some resources, and this is really time sensitive, and give you enough time to take action on this, because I urge you to take action on this before the end of the year. But, this is about making things happen. So I am really passionate about some projects. I'm really passionate about helping businesses, and there's community events that I'm really passionate about. And so for the end of the year, for 2021, I'm going to combine some stuff. I'm going to make this happen to benefit you. It's going to be a win-win. So I'm calling it the give and get. I'm giving you an opportunity to give to a really worthy cause and get something substantial for your business to get you over this marketing hurdle about what to do and when to time it and all those things that seem to hang everybody up. I hear it all the time. So, I'm talking about streamlining your marketing department in 2022, and we'll build something together, you and me, with proven examples, and get it done in a for healthcare providers, service-based providers, and do it. And we're going to do a live workshop to do this. And so it's coming up in December. I want to give you enough time. December 3rd. It's a Friday, and it's going to be from 10 Central to 1 p.m. I'm looking down because I'm reading my notes here. I guess I could put them up here so you can see I'm looking up at you to make this happen. So I wanted this season for you to be able to get help to develop that 2022 calendar. And I want you to have the opportunity to benefit an organization that I believe dearly about, and this is called the Sharing Tree of Central Oklahoma. So we're going to be offering this workshop, and your proceeds, your registration proceeds, are going to be donated to them. So that's where the give and the get. You're going to make a difference, and I'm giving you my time. That's what I'm doing to make this happen before the end of the year, and so we can support them. So this organization, I'm going to tell you why it's near and dear to me. And forgive me for just telling you the story for a little bit. Um, they work with families that kind of fall in the cracks. So they're not getting public assistance, but they're really falling behind and they need help. So supporting community, people in the community, families in the community. They started out, the Sharing Tree Sheridan started out as a toy drive once upon a time. And I'm just pulling up their information for you and why it means so much to me. Yeah, they started out as a toy drive, and we've all seen the trees there, but they have expanded into all aspects of helping these families from start to finish. And of course, this has been a tough kind of year, and it's about making this and happen and coming back. There, I'm back and making this happen. So we are putting together, we're calling it the marketing calendar workshop. This is your marketing calendar workshop for service-based providers, healthcare providers, and putting it together. And we're going to donate the proceeds. So why the sharing tree is so important to me is because of an incident that happened about 5 years ago. My son was in high school. And it was a kid in his class that we had known, we've seen, and this kid was just kind of invisible. We knew he was there. Everyone knew he was there, but he never told anyone about how bad things were. And it came out, the counselor found out that his family was really, really struggling, and they had been for a long time. Single mother. Martin had two younger sisters, and it was about this time and talking to Martin what was important for his family when they found out they're struggling. And Martin came forward, and the counselor says, what's going on? He said, well, they're really, really hurting, but that's okay. He wasn't concerned about himself. He's like, I really want to help my mom and my sisters, and I don't know, I worry about them. And so they asked Martin, what can make a difference? Let's put something together, some Christmas gifts, what would help? And modest Martin came up and he said, we don't need much. If I could have some groceries for my family, that would really make a difference. And so maybe as far as gift items, if I could have toothpaste and soap for everybody. That's all this kid wanted. And that's what they were struggling with. And there's like, when people are at that part in their life, and as a dentist, I have cases of toothbrush still around. I don't even know the last time I bought toothpaste. And I know that's what somebody would want for Christmas to help them survive. That is not acceptable. And so Sharing Tree is part of an organization that helps make sure there's no more Martins in his family. And, through a lot of community involvement and a lot of great people, like you can be part of this. Not only did they get the toothpaste and the groceries and the soap, they had a nice Christmas, and that's what they deserved. And Martin worked hard, his mom worked hard, but they were just slipping behind, and they didn't want to be a pain to anybody else, and didn't want to raise their hand. So that's why the Sharing Tree is so important to me. And thank you for letting me share Martin's story, because it still touches me all this time, because there's people that are just in that kind of situation. So I said, I can help you out, and I want to help you guys, my listeners, my clients, and do this one-day workshop and really make a difference for you. So again, it's February. It's Friday, December 3rd. And it's going to be 10 a.m. Central to 1 p.m. And it's going to be interactive virtual. So you register, you and the whole office. Who do I recommend be there? Whoever is going to be handling some of your marketing, and also the office manager and the owner. That's who I put those three people in there, because between the three of you, you're just talking all the same language, and it's one registration for the whole office. You're not paying for three registrations, because you're all going to log in from the same computer and watch it together. Because I want you to have a plan, and if you don't have a plan, goals don't get met. And so this is going to be interactive. This is going to be virtual, and I'm going to break down all things for you marketing. So here's some things we're going to cover. I'm going to give you marketing ideas, so you don't have to come up with stuff like that. Examples. So I'm going to give you some inspiration. I'm going to teach you how to look for good marketing, how to register, monitor marketing, how to analyze marketing and see the results from marketing. So that's one of the things. We don't put marketing out for the heck of it. It's got to give us a return on our investment. So I'm going to give you ideas so you kind of stand out in a positive way from the crowd, because we are not sending out that awful letter um, that's in the text reminder for the insurance next year. You are not going to do that. We're going to talk about internal and external marketing. So we're going to look at examples, and giving you your biggest asset is your existing customers. Everyone's always after new clients, new patients. What about these existing people and how we can convert them, and how to build that into the calendar? And I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to talk about building marketing for a complete year. So you will leave with a marketing calendar. Something for at least one thing for every month, but I'm also going to teach you again how to leverage it. You might not do 11 things with it, but what if you did 2 or 3? How much more impact would you have to get that out? So if you want to try 11, you do, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Just imagine if you doubled your marketing. Just having something every month is going to 12 times most of your marketing for most of you. And when I say something every month, I'm not talking about the same Google AdWords. This is individual, specific, enticing to get on out there. So we're going to do that. And then also, again, I'm going to teach you how to leverage it, how to turn it into 2, 5, even 11 pieces if you wanted to. And I'll show you how to break that down and clone that all over. So registration for this workshop, here's the $1 million question, is $97. That's all I'm asking for you to make that investment to do this. And I'm going to pass those proceeds on to the sharing team. I'd like to have a lot of people in this workshop, a lot of offices. I'm going to make it easier for you to say yes. But for those that are ready to do more, I'm going to give you another opportunity to upgrade and up level that. And this is not for everyone. I will stress that. It's only for a few offices and a few businesses, and I understand that. Where after this event over, you have the opportunity to get private help with your marketing calendar or a marketing campaign that you're putting together. I will help you one-on-one. We'll work directly. It would just be me in your office working on this. We'll do a strategy session on getting you there. So any of the calendar, do you want me to review all of it and see where I would recommend doing tweaks? Or if you're missing a few months, come up ideas, we'll fill in the blanks. Or you have one campaign that you just really want to do, but you don't know how to get it off the blocks, we'll cover that. So that's part of that. So that upgrade, again, is only, it's not for everyone. It's a $500 upgrade, and we're going to be offering it to plus it as an add-on to the 97 registration. So 597 total. And you have that option to go. So if you, I want to entice people to take action today and not wait till December 3rd and register. In fact, we will probably shut off registration long before December 3rd, because I need to know how many people's there so I can prepare. We're going to have handouts. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. And I want to make sure we have enough space to help people. So for the first 4 that register starting right now, and I will put up that registration information, the first 4, excuse me, that register starting right now, I'm going to give you an extra bonus, and I'm going to give you what I call my marketing swipes. These are ideas. I have swipe files and swipe bookshelves and swipe rooms of other marketing campaigns that are inspiration. And as part of that process, I'm going to go through and put together a training for you, how to look at it, what to look at, and then show you some of these and what I would do with those for different types of businesses. This is something we do. That's for the first 4 that register, starting right now. And so as the forms come in, my team will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they will get it. And then if anyone up levels, upgrades to the plus level with the private marketing session after the fact, they register by midnight tonight Central Time. If you get the plus, I will also give you video marketing for dentists. And so if you're not a dentist, any healthcare provider, I promise you this is applicable to you, or you have a service-based business, but this is a program that we no longer offer. Did it for a long time. It's one of my highly rated ones that everyone gets excited about. I don't give it out. I don't sell it anymore. You can't buy it. So I'm going to put it in there for anyone who registers by midnight tonight. So if you are going to register, hey, reach out to me. That's what I'm looking at the chats and the rooms coming in. Okay. So Daniel says they're registering and they're going to do plus. Okay, Daniel, I will see you on the other side. So Daniel, by the way, Daniel, you'll get both bonuses because you did it before midnight. So you get those. So that's what we're just doing. I want to grease the wheels and make it easy for you to say yes. This is something for a really great organization. Again, it's Sharing Tree. And so if you go over to my website at gingerbratzel.com/ I guess that's / sharing, that is where we will, that's where the registration details are. It talks a little bit about what we'll be doing. Logistics, once you get registered, you'll get an email confirmation. And then as we get closer to December 3rd, you'll get the login details and things like that. So, and right now, the first thing you need to do is sign up, clear your calendar. That's only 2 things you have to worry about right now. And then we will take care of the rest. We'll guide you through the process, and 2022 will be a lot better for you. So I really appreciate the donations you're going to be making through registration to the Sharing Tree. They appreciate the outcome. I'm glad to be able to support them in this way. And I'm glad to support you as you make this happen. So if you have any questions, reach out to us. The registration page at gingerbratzel.com sharing has got a lot of details on there. Start there. But if you have any questions, it has contact numbers on there, and talk about getting you registered and get you there. So this is about making choices. It's time to do this. This is not a mañana. I came from New Mexico. That it's not a tomorrow thing. We'll get around to it. December 3rd is a long ways out. I need to look at my schedule. No, you've got to pull the trigger on this for your business right now. You've got to have that in there. Just think about how much power it would be to not have to fumble every month, where you're not sitting in November and saying, what the heck do we do? I hate that feeling. I hate my clients that have that feeling when they experience that and they're in panic. Wonder if you could prevent that. And this template, it's going to help you for 2022, but also is going to be your basis for 2023 and 2024, because now you're not starting from broke. So this is going to be carrying over for years and years and years. And again, this is your opportunity to get some personalized help if you upgrade to the plus, and also help a great organization there. So it's give and get. It's your opportunity. It's my pleasure to be with you today, and dig in and not just talk about it. We're going to do it. So action plan. So reach out to us with any questions, but more importantly, get registered. So this is Ginger. I'm signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.